Welcome to Krystal Rowe Impact, a space dedicated to empowering you to be the change that your bloodline has been waiting for. Join me and together, let's inspire change. Kia ora whanau and welcome back to episode 2. And we're going to talk about Zen and chaos. So a lot of people ask me how I did it. Basically, I had no other choice. And everybody always says you have a choice. Of course, everybody has a choice, but the options were not a choice that I was prepared to make. So basically, as a single mom with 7 kids, I had to run my business and literally run to pick them up from school, run to get them from daycare, and put on my mum hat and start the routine of a crazy, chaotic household of 7 young children, doing the daily routines, the evening routines, preparing for the next day, as well as trying to juggle all the things that I needed to do for my business. Basically, one of the mantras that I lived through a really hard and dark period of time was embrace the chaos. I'm a strong believer that knowledge is power, and the more power that we have over our circumstances, over ourselves, the more ability we have to make an impact on our day-to-day. A really good example of embracing the chaos was when I literally had to take all my children with me to work, and they were all still quite little then. And when I would have to bring them to the cafe, it was sort of like no rules apply for them. It was crazy. It was chaos. And it basically would rock my nervous system to a point where I actually had to just shut down. And so my thinking was just embrace the reality, embrace the chaos, because no matter how hard or whatever I did, it wasn't going to change the fact that I had 6 little children under 8 running under my feet while I'm trying to run a business. So basically what I did was I took control over the situation, and I took control by giving them the things that they needed the most and prioritizing what I needed to do, not what I thought I had to do for the cafe to run successfully, but what I needed to do. So I took control over the situation, and by doing that, I was able to accept the chaos that was happening, not only with my children, but within the cafe as well. So by acknowledging the situation, I was actually able to control the situation. Being at peace with the chaos and allowing the chaos to become your best friend and actually your identity, because it doesn't matter what and where we get to in life, it is where we're at. So once we actually accept, then we can have power over that. And we can just accept that, certain things didn't work out the way that we wanted it to, or certain things aren't happening the way that we want it to. But when we accept that it is just as it is, then we can actually embrace our life the way that we are meant to embrace it. So embracing the chaos is so powerful, especially as a mother, when you step into your children's world and they are absolutely wild that day. Instead of starting to yell, like I used to be a screamer. I used to scream at my children to get them to hear me, to do what I wanted them to do. But it never worked. It wasn't on their level, and they couldn't understand what I was trying to say. But when I realized the power of embracing the chaos and embracing the environment that they were creating, I could actually influence what they were doing. I could actually drop down to their level, identify exactly what was happening within them, and try and change the outcome of what they were trying to do, or to help them to get to the outcome that they were desiring, instead of going absolutely crazy and creating more chaos. I was actually able to bring down the energy and influence their energy by maintaining my energy in a soft and calm way. If any of you are experiencing chaos in your life now, you can start to change that. You can start to change your mindset around the belief within yourself that you have the power. You have the power to change your environment by doing small and simple modalities, such as taking 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth before you interact with your children or interact with your partner or interact with a high energy client or customer or text. It can be anything on the external that can interrupt your calm. Anything that's happening outside of you that is going to interrupt your peace, you can actually control by taking a breath, by zoning in to yourself, to your true power, to your true essence, to your true being, and know who you are and know that you deserve so much more than the chaos that the world can create. I love the saying, knowledge is power, because when we know better, we can do better. And we can actually change the whole trajectory of our lives. We can change the whole meaning of our being. We can change our belief system. When we just embrace that chaos and create and find the calm in the storm, we actually have an endless possibilities. We're limitless when we rise above the storm. When we rise above the storm and actually see we're in control of the chaos. Dance in the rain, they say. So dance in the rain. If you are going through a really chaotic time at the moment, I just want to encourage you to love yourself enough to take a moment. All you have to do is close your eyes and just breathe. If you just take a moment and honor yourself enough to give yourself 3 seconds, 3 seconds to breathe in, you'll breathe in a bit of peace. You'll breathe in more calmness. We don't have to interact, and you don't have to go to every party that you're invited to. Chaos is so important because it actually teaches us how to rise above the hectic environments that sometimes we can find ourselves in. We can find ourselves in situations that are of no fault of our own, but we can change how we respond to them. We can actually control ourselves in a way that gives us power. We can empower ourselves to actually show up differently. No matter how chaotic something can be, you always can influence, you always can change it. Thanks for listening to the episode. If you loved what I had to say today, make sure you give us a 5-star review, follow us on all social media platforms, and I'll see you on the next episode.